Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss with you some of the important features of the birds. That is from your Cordoba publication book, class 3. So today we will study about the birds. The first question arises in our mind when we see the birds. क्या देखते हो birds में? बहुत खूबसूरत है ना birds. सबसे पहले हम birds को देखते हैं तो सबसे पहले उसके feathers दिखते हैं, है ना? कितने सारे lovely feathers, beaks. तो सबसे important character of a bird is which makes it different from the other animals. That is, they have the feathers, they have beak, they have toothless jaws and strong with the light before. हम सबको पता है the bird is able to fly, okay, high and high. Why? Due to their light weight. The one which are heavier cannot fly much high or at a very good height. So these will be because of their weight. That is like peacock, है ना? उसके long long feathers होते हैं, so they are not able to fly high. You would have seen the common birds with their local names. Local name means the one which the people around the surrounding speak out because they are vernacular names, they are scientific names. So these are the local names. See the birds which is usually see around the surroundings. That is the sparrow. इसको हम चिड़िया भी बोल सकते हैं. गोरैया हम इसको पहचानते हैं. Then कोयल. Who in the morning now it is very much like able to listen this. Then बुलबुल. ये आपके आसपास बहुत सारी बुलबुल होती हैं. Then vulture. ये natural scavengers है. है ना? Owl. At night you see this owl. Eagle. बहुत height पे eagle होता है. Then hen. Very common. Then duck living in the water. Pigeon. कबूतर जिसको बोलते हैं. Parrot is tupa. Crow is kawa. So these are the common birds that you see around your surroundings. Then coming to the first character, that is the beaks. Now, according to the food that the particular bird eat, आपने देखा होगा that these all birds are having different type of beak. Yes, some are having little curve, some are straight, some are long. So why it is? It depends upon the type of food they eat. Okay, so now we will see the different parts of body parts in the see the head, the eye, beak, neck region, body region is the most body region which is actually covered by the feather, the whole. Then they have claws, two pair of legs, one pair of legs, sorry. Then tail. They have कभी देखा है the usually this neck they turn around their neck bird and they clean their feather in between. They have the preen gland which secrete oil due to which they are able to comb करते हैं ना? See they comb their feathers with that. Okay, this is very general character. We will study later now. And the study of bird is called as ornithology. What it is called? It is called ornithology. And the one foremost ornithologist was Salim Ali. Okay. Now coming to the types of beaks. Type of beaks में हमारे birds सबसे important peacock देखा है आपने, sparrow you have seen the pigeon. They have a short and hard beak because because whenever you have been given a bird or a type of beak, if said, just go through the bird, the knowledge of bird in your mind. Like if you see a pigeon, if you see a peacock, what type of food they eat? They eat the seeds, the grains in the field, है ना? दिमाग में सबसे पहले they eat the grains. We give them bajra, we give them this crushed food particles, smaller particles, the grains. So with that we can think in our mind that the beak is short and hard because it helps them to crack and crush the seeds. Okay, this is peacock sparrow. Then coming to the hawk, owls, eagles, vulture, and they are very strong animals, birds. Okay, strong and sharp hooked. They have a broader but a hook like this. Now hook means what? Hook means it is something what happens at home. आप hook लगाते हैं wherever you put the hooks on the doors. What for? What for putting something, for hanging something. Yes, for hanging your smaller things, your keychains. You have hooks. So that means why it is the hook shape is modified, so that they are able to catch and eat the small animals, like what they eat from the field, that is frog, chicks, mice. Okay, so these shape of the beak help them to tear the fish. So these are hook shape. So keep in mind, hawks, owls, eagles, vultures, they have a hook shape. Okay, you know they are the ones which actually carry their prey from the field. बहुत दूर से, they have a very good vision. So they have a hook shape of beaks. Then coming to the woodpeckers. Woodpeckers हमने woodpeckers. Beak मतलब they usually screw down their beak into the bark of the tree. So they have a chisel shaped and strong beak. Now what is chisel? Chisel is just like a, if you have seen a kind of a what we say, an armor, हम इसको बोलते हैं, just let you know the shape of it. It is usually in a shape of, आपने देखा होगा कारपेंटर्स को अगर आप देखते हैं, इस तरह से एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट होता है which is actually sharp from front. उसका जो front edge है, it is actually sharper, and from which they are able to, what they do, they carry out, or they put the groove into the wood, any kind of a carpenter thing they are doing. So this is the chisel shape, sharp from the front. So woodpecker have a sharp edges in front of the beak so that they can bore into the wood to eat the insects. देखा होगा अगर कोई woodpecker पास में होगा तो टक 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 continuous the sound comes. That is like a woodpecker. We say a woodpecker sound. Then coming to the hummingbird. Hummingbird आपने पढ़ा होगा, you would have read in your GK also. It is the bird which can stand by for a longer time and is the fastest flapping wings. The bird which this flaps its wings at a very high speed. Hummingbird. They have a long, slender, and pointed pointed beak. They have, means a pointed होगी तो क्या होगा? Pointed means they will be able to probe the flowers of the nectar. It means that it will be act as a syringe. Syringe देखा ना, injection देखा है. So it act as a injection to get the nectar from the flower. फ्लावर के अंदर से वो nectar को suck कर सके. So it is a long and a pointed this beak. Then ducks. What we say about duck? Duck is a strainer like. अब देखो strainer का क्या मतलब हुआ? Strainer is usually like a the one we use in the kitchen, strainers. Okay, which is broader. है ना, broad होता है थोड़ा strainer. Whenever we need to take out things from any kind of a vessel, strainer, we need a strainer. So there is a long flat beaks with tiny holes on the sides which help the duck to scoop out the water plants and insects. Sieve कर लेना, ठीक है? The mud and the water flows out through the tiny holes while the plant and insects are left in the mouth. Understood? So it acts as a strainer. Strainer का means छानने जैसा उसके जो beak का section होगा. Then the next is kingfishers. Kingfishers, herons, I don't know you have seen or not, but kingfisher you would have seen. Long beak होता है, that is spear shaped. A spear shape कैसा होता है? Spear shape is, that is they are able to pick that particular fish from the beak. Spear से ऐसे मतलब javelin through देखा? Javelin देखा आप सबने? भाला जिसको हम बोलते हैं, कैसा होता है? Strong, long, and आगे से उसका pointed region होगा. Okay, the region will be pointed. So it means that वो strong होगा, आगे से pointed होगा, and due to which they can just catch the fish from the water. Then the wobblers, tweezers like. Tweezers क्या होती है? Pointed bills होती है which help the insect to catch the insect. फटाक से उसको पकड़ा, thin से होंगी, or they will catch the insect. Then comes the parrot. Parrot are having curve shape. Curve, ऐसी घूमी सी. अब ये again to crack the nut. That is why we say that they have a very hard beak, and if you put a finger also inside, वो इस तरह का शेप होता है कि we can, if our finger is also there, they can usually cut our finger like this. तो यहाँ पे अगर फिंगर होगा तो they can cut our finger too. इस तरह से वो grab कर सकते हैं. So these are the type of beaks of different birds. Important thing, how to read that or remember this. Just keep in mind the name of the bird which you see around. Okay, and with that just modify yourself what they eat. The way what they eat and how they eat will let you know the different names of what type of beak they have. Understood? So now coming to the feet and claws. If every bird is having a particular kind of a food, it means that they will be somewhere, they will be have an advantage of their claws and feet also. है ना? Because देखो, if in a human beings, if one is who is running, athlete है, they will have a strength or good strength of their legs. Some who have working on their this what we say javelin throw, or there's a polo throw, ball throw, discus throw, they will have their hand muscles strong. So according to the things they want to do, our body or our muscles are modified in that form. Same as birds may be, their feet and claws are modified. The way they eat, the way they have their activities. Now see, bird use their feet and claws for various activities. What they will use? First climbing, then running, then we know hunting, walking, swimming. See, claws and feet also have the burst to fight with an enemy. हमें पता है ना? If you have seen the cockfight में क्या होता है? They usually what they will do? They will use their beak together with their feet. Okay. So now, सबसे important part, this should be in your mind that the type of bird, the way they sit on their particular stick of that particular plant, how they get a grip of the prey, like rabbit ko uthana, so they have to have a very hard. If they are living in water, so if they are living to claws se to kuch nahi hoga. Water mein rehne ke liye to we need to swim. For swimming we need a webbed feet. We usually say the claws are jointed. They have a thin skin between these claws. So this is webbed feet. So this way we have a different type of feet and claws. Just study now. The first is the perching bird. पर्चिंग मतलब कोई भी छोटे 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 दाने खाने वाले. ओके, पर्च करना, पकड़ के खाना. सो इफ दे आर पकड़ के खाने वाला कौन सा होता है? दैट इज स्पैरो, क्रो, मैनास. छोटी, दीज आर द पर्चिंग बर्ड्स. सो दे हैव 3 toes in front and 1 toe at the back. 3 toes इस तरह से, ये 3 toes. अब इसका थोड़ा सा we change the color of this particular claws. I don't have the color, and 1 at the back. So if they have this type of claws, so if a particular stick is like this, इसमें कलर हम चेंज कर लेते हैं थोड़ा सा. See, वो बहुत आराम से उसको ग्रैब करेगी, उस स्टिक को ग्रैब करेगी. That is the perching type of the birds. So like sparrow, crows, mynas, they're simple. They eat small insects also if they eat. Then they sit on the stick. They are small birds. Okay, so they easily can grab. They can hold. इसमें हमें याद क्या रखना है? These type of birds hold onto the branch and wire firmly. Okay, so it gives a strong grip even when the bird is sleeping on the branch. That is the perching birds. Then coming to the climbing birds. अब देखो दिमाग में, whenever we have a climbing birds, it means that they should have a special toes that help them to climb. It means that they have to be pointed. सबसे पहले हम भी कभी भी चढ़ते हैं तो we need some kind of a pointed things so that we can put them on the rocks or wherever we are just climbing, so that we can move forward. So here also woodpeckers have 2 toes pointing forward. ये चीज बड़ी रिमेम्बर करने वाली है. Usually have, here we have 3. Okay, we have perching में, perching birds have 3 in front, but instead in the climbing, that is woodpeckers, we have 2 toes which is pointing forward and 2 toes pointing backward. Okay, so देखो 2 toes अगर if it is pointed forward and backward, this way देखिए Just change the color like this, backward. Now, if I change the color of the particular, just see this way, इसका अगर क्लाइंबिंग नेचर होगा, इसके क्लॉज होंगे, पॉइंट होगा. So if we see that how they will climb, this way they are able to climb the tree trunk region. इस तरह से tree trunk region, because the front one, two back. Okay, see here, two back and two front region. This. So with this perching is having 3 toes in front and 1 at back, total are 4. And here in climbing birds, we have 2 in front and 2 at the back. इस तरह से इसको याद रखिएगा. Then coming to the swimming or the water birds. Swimming birds, we all know, they are duck, geese, swans. So they all have the webbed feet. Okay, they are the ones which are having the webbed feet. Their toes are joined by the thin layer of skin. Thin layer of skin होगी उनमें. Okay, and which helps them to pedaling through the water. Pedal मानना, cycle का pedal किस तरह होता है? It has to be flatter. So this helps in pedaling through the water. What happens with the flattening? They are able to move that water backwards. Okay, what whenever you see this particular this bird, we say duck, देखना उसका web feet, they want to, the one who swims, they have the peddlers at their foot also. They wear them in their on their foots. What happened? Why? To push the water backward and move themselves in front. Now, as the bird pushes its feet backward as a kick in the water, the toes spread apart, causing the webs to spread out. Okay. So web feet are also useful on land as they allow them to walk more easily on the soft mud. इस तरह से flatter होगा तो क्या होगा? Flat region. अब इस तरह से toes देखो किस तरह से होगा? It is like this. But then again, if you change the color of it, ये region बिल्कुल अलग से webbed part होगा. Okay, so this is the swimming or the water bird, that is webbed feet. Then coming to the flesh eating. A flesh eating दिमाग में कैसा आता है? Eagles, hawks. So they have their strong. See this? They have a strong and hooked claws. Or this is very important. You can just underline it and put a point on this because this is all usually asked. That is called as talons. Okay, they have the hooked claws, which is called as talons. Now, what is important in this? Which just take read on it, which help them to catch and carry the prey. They usually have 3 toes pointing forward and 1 toe pointing backward. Okay, 3 toes are pointing forward and 1 toe is pointing backward. See, here we read perching mein, we read that there are 3 toes in front. Okay, and 1 toe at the back. Now here in climbing we read 2 in front and 2 at back. In web feet we read in the water birds we read that ducks are having the web feet. In flesh eating they are specifically called as talons and which help them to catch and carry the prey, and they are usually 3 pointing forward and 1 pointing backward. Okay, 3 is to 1. Okay, now the wading ones. Now what is wading? Not all the water birds can swim. Okay, so some are the ones which has to walk in water. देखा होगा ना, बड़े-बड़े से swans होते हैं. They have long legs, so they walk through the shallow water. Now these birds have long slender legs with the front toes spread out that allow them to walk slowly. See, these type of front is spread out. Okay, through the water without getting them wet, like cranes, herons, and sandpipers are some wading birds. Okay, till here. Then comes the scratching birds. Scratching bird इतनी छोटी छोटी हमारे आसपास होती है, that is specifically the hens. Now why we are calling it scratching? Scratching का मतलब होते हैं they eat. कभी hen को देखना आप, they eat the grains or the food which is present in the soil, or they are buried seeds which is inside the soil. So this way, what are the different facts and about birds? Here we read about, see, from the starting, the type of beaks, the type of food, the type of the feet and claws, and the type of the bird and nest, what they have. So this way, we can make a differentiation of the birds from the other animals. Okay, and we also have like how the birds bath and take care of the care of for the animals. We need to keep the, like it is too much of in the summer season, there's a lack of water resources, so we can keep a little more pots outside our home in our gardens, so that they are able to feed and drink water there. So we can also keep the seeds and grains in the trays so that they can feed, because it is the only source nowadays. The fields are less, and people are not into the farming, so we can use the particular grains, give in a garden a small space for the birds, so that these birds can also live around our surroundings. Okay, so this way, this is the chapter of the animals. If you like it, do share with your friends, and thank you.